So in this video, we want to talk about NFC, which is Near Furnace Communication. This type of technology has been in use for quite some time now with credit card payments and various types of scanning of identifications and ticketing and so forth. And now it is coming into HVAC in the form of being able to communicate with gas furnaces, heat pumps, and air conditioners. Some of you may remember the Palm Pilot that was very popular back 15 years or so ago. And when the Palm Pilot was in its heyday, we used to have a program that you could plug a Palm Pilot into a furnace, into the communication port, and read all the dip switch settings, the fault history, and the run data for each furnace. And so that technology has been around for quite some time. And we were able to get into all of these settings and the fault history and statistics for the gas furnace. Now this technology is coming back in the form of NFC technology. So the new furnaces are coming out with a control board with the integrated NFC. And so grab your smartphone, because now we're going to be reading the statistics in a furnace with your smartphone and the application that can be loaded on it. So the new control boards for the furnaces are going to have a NFC antenna on them where you can connect to the furnace with your smartphone. It will have a digital readout of the menu that's available in the board, and also it will read out the fault codes when the furnace goes into a fault. There will also be push buttons so that you can program the board without the application, and there'll be a slot for a super plug where the data for the furnace can be downloaded into the control board. On the data tag for each furnace, there will also be scan codes that you can scan and get the application, and also upload the furnace information into the application on your phone. So as we said, there'll be a QR code where you can access the Tech app to access the NFC technology. There will also be a scan code where you can get the information for the furnace and the model and serial number of the furnace. And there will also be a point where the model program number is listed, so that when you have to try to reprogram a new control board, you'll know which program to put into the board. So once you have the technical application on your phone, you will go to the section where it says connect to the equipment, and you'll want to connect to the furnace, and then you will have access to the diagnostics, the installer setup, and to replace a control board. And it will give you prompts to connect your phone to the board on the furnace. So once you place your phone close to the antenna on the furnace, it will say that it's ready to scan. And when you're successful, it will give you a check and say that success has been accomplished. Once you're in the setup application, you will see all the airflow settings and temperature settings that you have, and there'll be a slider where you can change the airflow. And then once you're done making these settings, it will show you what the current settings in the furnace are and what the new settings are that you have selected. If these new settings are what you want to put into the furnace, then you are ready to scan your new settings into the control board on the furnace. You will also be able to access the diagnostic section, which will give you all of the history of the unit, the run cycles and the fault codes and various things. So you'll be able to diagnose what has been going on with the furnace. In the air delivery tables that come with each furnace, you will have various settings that you can make. There are airflow settings that are numbered 1 through 25, and you can make various setting changes for low heating, for low cooling, for high heating, and for high cooling. You can change the numbers, which will change the CFM that can be delivered by the ECM motor in these furnaces. These furnaces will come programmed with default airflow settings, but there will be also some ranges where you can change to go either higher or lower with the airflow delivery. These settings can be done through this application. As we said, there will also be a display on the control board which will show you the system status, whether it's idle in standby mode or high heating mode or low heating mode. And there will also be some menu options that you can go in and change various things or set up things inside the furnace control board. This is the display on the furnace, and currently it's showing idle, which says the furnace is in standby mode. But by using the push buttons, you can make various changes in the menu and the settings that are available in this furnace. This is a copy out of the installation guide which shows the menu tree and all the things that you can change as far as airflow, blower on delay, blower off delay, and constant fan. So inside the furnace on the door, you will have a status code table which will tell you what the fault codes are on the furnace, and you will also have a menu navigation which will tell you what the designations on the display for the menu, what they mean. There is also a major flash code troubleshooting chart that will walk you through the process of resolving any fault codes that you will see on the furnace. There is a larger sight glass on the door so that you will be able to read the digital display, and before you open up the door and lose that information, you'll know what the fault code was and what it means.
Go to arefco.com for more videos, like, subscribe, and check back every week for new videos.